All aboard, it's Jang here with a look at the new Playmobil City Action Space Rocket with base station. It comes with two figures, a little robot, this entire launch pad with a full rocket system on it, and the launch pad system with all of its vertical structure actually goes up quite high. This is a very tall structure, has a bunch of little details for little communication bits up there and such, but most of the bulk of it comes with the whole rocket setup, which actually has three components to it. You know, it has the solid booster rockets on the side and then the center section, which are actually connected together. These don't separate out, but the top cargo section does separate, and then you have the whole base, which has literally the base down at the bottom of it, and then it also has this interesting control pad section or control tower. I don't know exactly what to call that, but this works out really interesting. Let's actually look at that first. This whole thing is actually an elevator platform, so you can make it come all the way down to the ground all the way, and it has a couple little safety gates here that open up and then allow your figures to walk right up these nice little convenient stairs. There's a very nice sticker sheet that's included with this set, which gives you some very detailed computer screens. That right there is not exactly a picture of what you see in this set. That's a little bit more realistic based on an American shuttle launch, but this over here shows you the system, kind of shows you the fueling status. There's also a little phone there you can pick up, a little microphone over here. Another gauge and a speaker, another computer screen. This one just has a bunch of code and some statuses that are coming up on it, and then yet another screen over here on the far right side, which shows the current orbits of either current orbits or projected possible orbits to choose from. Now on either side there's a little platform that can come out for maintenance to bring your figures in closer to the rocket, and that really folds in very nicely, folds in, and then it has two arms that extend out and allow you to get all the way around. And the way that works so well is that you put a figure in and then elevate this whole platform up, and then you can just rotate them around. See, it's just able to spin completely to come around. You can just come around to all sides of the thing and all around the whole cargo compartment. And there are a couple of things here that can be used as tools, or you can see them as being last minute little refueling nozzles or things that you can hook up. And the entire top capsule of this is able to open up, so you can even bring this up higher than that, all the way up this far, and with that capsule you can get into the cargo that's inside. And this is a really nice little satellite that you can launch. It has that beautiful, really nice multicolored kind of holographic effect sticker system. Again, they did really nicely with the stickers here. This folds up very nicely, has great detail on it. Look at all that section in there. It's just all little bits and textures and things, small pieces that are added in there. I think that looks really good, and it has a whole thruster system on the back of it as well, and that just folds up so conveniently. So you can do your last minute preparation up here, get that in there, or you can do that separately if you wanted to. Make sure everything is nice and locked up. This only goes on, the nose cone only goes on one way, and get that in place. Bring your folks back to the control platform because you're going to do a launch, and then just bring that on down. Now the whole rocket system itself has a speaker in the side of it, an audio speaker, and this does have sounds in it, and you can select those sounds with buttons around the back. 3 buttons in total, the one in the center being the most important because that actually starts the countdown sequence. The lights are a really, really nice little addition as well. And you know, I'm in a very, very bright room, so you don't see these as bright as you normally would, but they're actually really nice. And when you actually do the lift off, you just pull the whole thing kind of off the whole pad, and these hoses are just automatically going to just come off. You don't have to pull them off manually. They can just be kind of torn off individually, just like that. And then these lights just continue to go, and they're really cool. Now that was all just from pushing the button in the center, but one of the buttons on the side just gives you kind of a blasting sound, and also turns the lights back on after they go off automatically after a little while, to make sure your batteries don't, completely run out on their own. That's that one. And then on the other side, there's a third sound sequence. And that just represents some communication going on between the ground crew and a crew in space. Now, if you also get the Space Shuttle Set, which is sold separately, these two can actually interact with each other. They include, with this Space Rocket and base main set, they include these little adapter pieces, which are actually useful for attaching that shuttle. It's not all to perfect scale, but I think they go together very nicely for toys. And then if you just push this button and this button together, go ahead and do your launch, and then you get to have all of the lights going at the same time. And that looks really, really cool. And then you can do your roll, your rotation into orbit. You can start separating things out, and while in midair, you can just pull all this off and just discard these bits that would just fall and disintegrate going into orbit, and then that's how you would launch your shuttle. Here are the two people included with the set, one male, one female, and they have identical uniforms on, so it's really entirely up to you to just use your imagination to figure out who's doing what. They could have the exact same roles as just general ground crew, doing maintenance and setup. You could have one of them being kind of the project manager, leader of the mission from the ground, mission control type stuff. However you want to set that up. Again, it's entirely up to your imagination, but both of these have just the standard circle styles of hair pieces, so you can put any kinds of hats on them, any kinds of normal headgear for either one, and they both look pretty good, I'd say. A nice little selection of extra accessories are also included for them to use, including a standard bag of just regular hand tools, a little laptop there, which has a single sticker for its screen to show a little bit of a file system that's being browsed, and there's also an analysis kind of tablet of some sort that can be used with this scanner if you want to, or you could just use it by itself. You could just see it as being just a regular normal tablet rather than something specific to this mission, however you want to use that. And in the guy's hand right there, on one side he's got just a radio, a walkie-talkie. The other thing is just a piece, an extra piece that was included with the set. I didn't see where it was supposed to go, but I think it works just fine like this. I may have missed something on the high on the tower, but I think it also makes for a cool little space age tool that can be used, or some sort of scanning device itself. Last up, there's also a robot included in the set. This is very classic, very 1960s, 70s, even to the very early 80s, but mostly 70s, I'd say, from the style. Has a lot of personality with the two optic devices that we would call eyes. This is able to rotate its head around, and it has the arms that can go up and down. This arm here is actually holding a device, so that's not part of its arm. It kind of becomes an extension of it, but that can be removed. It doesn't have to be holding onto that. It can also hold it like this, interestingly, just for something a little different, and that can just be attached to anything that can hold just regular bar shapes. Most of the stuff from Playmobil is compatible. So a regular figure, a human figure, could hold that as well. Here's another one of those pieces. Just an interesting piece here. It's just used to connect the little plug there, and a little antenna over on the side. This has the ability to roll. It has a little bit of suspension. You can see that the wheels kind of go up and down a little bit, so you can kind of see those going over terrain, and the whole thing can also lean forward, and the legs can move independently. So you can almost get kind of a walking sort of pose out of this thing, even though it has wheels, or you can see that as being its way for getting over tougher terrain and also being able to climb stairs. So there you go, that's my look at this whole set. It's pretty cool, I think. Pretty nice, proper play set. Gives you a lot of things to do. You know, just preparing the craft and then also just imagining taking it off, you know, on missions and flying it. I think that the lights and sounds are really well done with this one. You know, sometimes lights and sound stuff in toys is very gimmicky. Yeah, it's a gimmick here too, but I feel like it really adds in this case to the specific things that you do. The lights are nice. The sounds make sense. So I think it all just works together well. It's a little bit silly that they have the command center thing, the elevator, that is so close to the launch pad. You know, you wouldn't want to have people that close to a rocket when it's being launched, but as a toy, I think it works out really well. I think it's a good way to get all that functionality together into a small space, being able to elevate up and, you know, do maintenance on the cargo capsule or command capsule, you know, however you want to look at that, and being able to bring it back down to the ground and have it be like just a regular ground building as well. It's all, I think it's just, like I said, well done. Let me know what you think about this set, if you would like to, by leaving a comment on the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you'll stick around to check out more of my videos, because more are on the way very soon. Catch you later.